We are going to look at how to record in a disposal account, and in this case we are looking at a business that is disposing an asset at a loss. So that's our demonstration today. Our business is disposing at a loss. Now, what happens when a business is disposing an asset? Actually, to dispose is to sell an asset or to exchange it for another asset. So it's because maybe the business no longer wants the asset, or it wants to upgrade to another asset, so it can dispose of its asset. But in the process, the business may receive cash. It may also be paid in the form of a check, or it can exchange with another asset. So whichever exchange is going to happen here, it is not going to change the procedures that are supposed to be followed. So I have this illustration for toll tree here, which is going to help us to understand how to do a disposal account. Now, it is saying that toll tree is a trader whose financial year end is 31 December. So the year ends at 31 December. Dates are very important when you are dealing with accounting questions. So on 1 January, the start of the year, toll tree had a motor vehicle. So the asset that we are looking at is the motor vehicle in this case, with an original cost, which means when this asset was bought, it was worth 22,000, right? On which depreciation of 8,800 had been provided, which means from the day it was bought, this asset had accumulated depreciation of 8,800. Okay, up to 1 January 2018. So what happens next? On 1 April 2018, he sold the motor vehicle and received a check. So when the motor vehicle was disposed of, toll tree received a check of 12,000 for 12,400 for this, in respect of this motor vehicle. All right, which means the buyer paid 12,400. Right. Okay. Toll tree allows a full year depreciation in the year of purchase. So full year depreciation in the year of purchase, but none in the year of disposal. Right. This condition is very important for us because it means that when the asset was bought, on the year it was bought, it was depreciated fully, like it was owned for the whole year. But now, today we are disposing it on 1 April. So which means no depreciation is to be calculated for this year 2018. So it makes our life easier because we are only concentrating on the accumulated depreciation given here. Okay. Required. Prepare a disposal account showing the profit or loss on disposal. Okay, so the question wants us to determine whether a profit or a loss was made on disposal. Okay, that's exactly what we are going to do in this demonstration. Right, so we have our disposal account like that. So this disposal account is the one that is going to help us to determine whether the business made a profit or a loss on disposal. So how do we do it? Right, on the debit side of the disposal account, you record the original value of the asset disposed. So the motor vehicle that we are disposing today had an original value of 22,000. And this transaction, what it means is that we have credited the motor vehicle account and debited the disposal account to transfer this motor vehicle from its account of motor vehicles to this account for the disposal, so that we are able to calculate whether we made a profit or a loss on disposal. So this is what happened. That's the first step. The next step, on the same date again, this is 2018 April 1 again. What do? We transfer also the accumulated depreciation. We know the accumulated depreciation for this asset, you find it in the provision for depreciation of motor vehicle. That's where you find the accumulated depreciation. So by the time it was sold, it had accumulated depreciation of 8,800. Right. Again, on that same date, 1 April, a check was received from the person who bought this asset, and this check should be recorded as well. Right. But the check is going to the bank, so the disposal account is the giver in this case, and the bank account receives on behalf of the business. It receives this check of 12,400. So we are crediting the disposal account and debiting the bank account. Right. Now we have managed to enter the information relating to our asset in the disposal account. So the next step is to try and compare the two sides to see if they are equal. Now this is 22,000. This total is 21,200. So there's a shortfall this side of 800. So we insert the shortfall. But we have to describe it. What is it? What is this shortfall? Right. This is the amount that we transfer to the income statement. But this amount is described as the loss on disposal. This is the loss on disposal because, as you can see, that our asset could not make up its original value. After depreciating it, after selling it for this amount, still we could not recover the full amount of 22,000. So it means we made a loss on disposal of 800. Right. So this is a loss on disposal. It is an expense when we go to the income statement. This is recorded under expenses. So once you get there, the next step is then to totalize, right, your account like that. All right. So this transfer to the income statement normally happens at the end of the year. In this case, the end of year is 31. So the two sides are now equal. We put 22,000 and 22,000. Right. So we have managed to demonstrate that this business, after using this asset and depreciating it, it ended up making a loss on disposal of how much? Of 800. So the loss on disposal was 800 in this case. I hope this illustration assisted you to understand how to go about it, how to go about loss on disposal. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. There is a subscription button below. Just click it so that you receive the next video.